Okay, so next we have a couple of pair of earrings that this pair just lost the little hook, which is a super easy fix. This one lost the O-ring and the hook, so really easy fixes. I have some silver earring hooks here, so this will be perfect for this one. I don't really have to do much. This right here, it's kind of a gold tone, but it did get a little oxidized, so it does look silver. You can't even tell. And only because I don't have gold tone ones, I'm just going to go ahead and replace both. The little hook, you're really only going to see just this front part of it, so the fact that it's silver isn't going to really matter. It's not going to stick out too much, but just for continuity, we want them to match. We don't want them to be off, so we're just going to fix both of them really quick. So all you're going to have to do is on these, I'm going to go ahead and use the medium size O-rings that I have for this silver one, and I'm going to get one of the O-rings. Same thing. Like using these pliers better. You're just going to stick it in the middle and open it up just a little bit, just so you can get in the little hook and then get it through the earring. It'll be super simple. So we're just going to put it right through that little hole. And then on this, the only thing that you have to make sure is that it's going the correct direction. So I'm just going to hook that on right there. And then close the O-ring up. And sometimes they don't really clasp quite evenly, so what I'll do is I'll let it overlap a little bit. That just keeps the O-ring from coming apart. But then all you do is close the clasp up and it's good as new. Super easy. And then on these other two earrings, like I said, because they're not matching, I'm going to go ahead and remove this one that's on here, and we're just going to replace it with matching hooks. Just going to want to make sure that they're going in the right direction so that when you put it on, the earring isn't backwards. You're going to hook that through just like that, and then you're just going to bend down the little closure on the bottom. And just make sure that the metal's touching metal, just so that there's no room for it to open up. And then let's get our second one. Same thing, you're just going to open up that loop on the bottom. Make sure that you're facing the correct direction, so when you put the earring in, it's going the right way. Bring it through the loop and then close that closure up. And these closures you can get at Joann's. You get a pack. Usually it has like 20 to 30 pieces. So if it has 20, it's 10 pairs. You can fix 10 pairs of earrings. I have them in silver, and then I have them in this kind of like gunmetal-y black color for darker stuff. But you can get them in all sorts of tones. Silver is usually the most neutral. I would recommend maybe silver and gold to have in your kit, just so when things go awry, you can fix it quickly. Okay, so next we have just a cross necklace. This is a silver one. This is one that we use a lot. It's kind of a longer dingly one. We use it with, like, say something I'm wearing right now, you just pull it over your head. And the problem with that, or the way that we do it, is we never unclasp it. We'll just kind of pull it over our head and stretch it out, and the chain broke. So all we're left with is the cute little cross. I love this necklace, so I wanted to repair it. I found a chain to another necklace that we don't really ever use, so I went ahead and took that chain, and you can do that with a lot of things. I know I have a lot of jewelry pieces where I may not use this portion of it, so I'll just take it and repurpose it and use it for something else. The only thing is the O-ring on this doesn't go around the closure, so I can't get it on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the O-ring off that I have on here and just put a bigger one on, and that'll fix our problem very quickly. So all you gotta do is bend this if I can get it. I'm just gonna use both pliers, just so it's easier that way. Again, with my nails, it's really hard to get in there sometimes. So we're just gonna stretch that out, pull it right off. You can junk that, toss that in the trash. I'm gonna pull out one of these bigger O-rings so that I can just slide the cross right onto the chain and not have to worry about it snagging or pulling or breaking. So we're just gonna open that bigger O-ring up, put that on the cross, close that off. And it's just really important that you make sure that the metal, however you have to move your pliers, is touching, because if it is a little bit loose, then what's going to happen is that chain's going to slide right through in the gap. So we went ahead and closed that off, and this is our chain right here. And right through the loop. All better. It's a little bit shorter, so we're going to have to undo it now, but it's still rescuing. If you can find a chain that's similar in length, you can actually buy these pre-made at Joann's in different lengths, or like what I do sometimes, I'll just buy the rope chain. You can get it in a spool, and I have all the closures, the clasps, so I can make my own chains however short or long I want. The necklace is good as new. Alright guys, so our last piece of jewelry that we're going to actually rescue this one. This is the bracelet, and it's really no longer a bracelet, it's kind of just some really cool skulls on some dangly string. And it had elastic string, but again, from taking it on and off, it kind of just, it died. But we still love it, so we want to fix it and figure out something else that we can do with it to make it work. Unfortunately, we lost some of the skulls, so it's not going to fit. I can't really remake it into a bracelet. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this elastic. Oops, there we go. I'm going to toss that. And I was thinking of something that I can do with these. I think these are really cool skulls, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try to make some earrings out of it. I don't know if it's going to work or if I have the right size stuff for it, but we're going to give it a shot and see what we can do. So let's see, I'm going to use my bigger O-rings. There are two little holes that the elastic strings were going through, so I'm going to see if I can get these guys to fit into those holes and then kind of create like a little sort of a chain to get an earring hook through. So I'm going to stretch this out and see what I can do. Well, perfect. So that fits right in there. The only thing is when I close that off, what's going to happen is it's going to hang, but it's going to be kind of crooked. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put two O-rings through both of these holes, and then we're going to put one across to try to make a straight line and see if that works for us. So let's see. And I mean, you can pretty much do anything with these. These have like little holes in the chin or in the jawline and in the nose. If you wanted to just put an earring hook and have it kind of hang a little off center, that's totally cool too. Something original and unique, and no one else will have it because you're fixing something broken and turning it into something else new. So I have these guys, and if you look, we've created kind of like, if I hang them like that and we get a hook, an O-ring across the top, we might be able to make it lay pretty evenly. We're going to close this off, and then I'm going to use those extra silver earring hooks and see if we can make that work. And again, just make sure that everything's closed off, there's no gaps, because the gaps are where you're going to get the problems of things coming apart. Okay, so we have a little chain here. I'm going to grab one of these silver earring hooks. And again, it has that little loop on the bottom, so you're just going to loosen the loop up a little bit. And make sure that we are hanging in the correct direction. That's pretty cool. Close that loop off. And we just made ourselves a new pair of earrings off of a bracelet that probably would have gone in the trash. Okay, so we got two pairs of earrings out of this. Super easy, quick fix, and now you have something really cool and original. I love these little skulls. I'll probably be wearing these a lot. And the great thing is, we still have, get this extra stuff out, 5 skulls left. So you could either do a couple pairs of earrings, use the same technique with the O-rings and the loop, and you can make a necklace out of it, so you can turn something broken into a pair of earrings and a necklace. These are super cute. I don't know what else you would do with them. You can maybe even put them on clothes if you wanted to sew them on something. It does have the holes, so it would be super easy to just get your needle and thread and go right through those holes, and you can attach them to a pair of jeans, maybe even like on my boots. I feel like that would look really cool on the boots. Lots of great things you can do with these. So something broken into a new gem. Okay, I'm always looking for ways to make things that I've used to the point of not wanting to use them again, make them new, add something a little bit different to make it stand out. I'm all about studying and spiking everything that I can get my hands on. I love it. So I have another little kit, so we're going to put this jewelry kit, close that up, and I'm going to bring out my kit that has all my studs and spikes and screws and all that good stuff. So I get stuff off, it's a company called studsandspikes.com, and what you can get from them is just like pyramid studs that are undone so that you can put them on whatever you want. They have all sorts of cool little spikes, different shapes. I used a lot of my 1-inch spikes. You can get these little these little tree cone spikes that are super cute. You can put them, these are a good size where you can still put them on clothes and they're not too heavy to weigh things down. But these are actually really, really cool. These are just plastic, I think it's just made out of acrylic, so it's plastic spikes. They have a little hole that goes through the side so you can actually sew them onto stuff. This was a dress that I had, I actually got it here, and it was too big, but it had a whole shoulder of spikes. So I figured it was worth getting it just because I knew that I could take these off and use them for something else. So I'm not a huge gold fan. I would prefer silver over gold any day, but I have these old gold wedges that have just, they're black and gold, so they have a little gold accent. And I was thinking of a way, I feel like we've used them in the studio to the point of no return, and just a way to update them. So I figured we'd get our little gold spikes, and just a really simple way to kind of spruce it up. We're just gonna go ahead and glue the acrylic gold spikes right down the T-strap, right down the front right there. So I'm using, I have a few different glues that I had in my kit. One great thing that you can find at Joann's is it's a multi-use glue, kind of like their trial size. They're super tiny little tubes, almost look like crazy glue, but it has, I think, 5 or 6 different types of glue. So you have like an industrial strength adhesive, a fabric glue, a crazy glue kind of thing. So it's a few different things. They're super tiny. You can throw them in your bag, and it's multi-use. You can use them for a lot of different things. I'm just going to use, this is just it's called Fabric Fusion, and it's used for fabrics or like gems, bedazzling. I don't really have much left, so we're gonna have to wait till it gets to the end. And then all I'm gonna do is dab a little bit of glue on the end of these spikes and just line the strap right there. So once I get the glue, okay, it looks like it's ready for 2 to 4 hours to dry. So just keep in mind that you're not gonna be able to do this and wear them out right away. It's gonna take a little bit of time. Alright, so as you see, that was super easy and quick. All it took was some extra spikes I had lying around and some glue. If you wanted to get a little bit more detailed, you can put them across the front. I typically stay away from putting anything on the inside because when you do walk, your feet will rub and that one will just keep popping right off. So I think this is just enough to add a little bit of an update to the shoe. Adds a little edge to them, and it's not too much, not too over the top, and you're not going to hurt yourself. So great, quick and easy way to update something that is old and make it look brand new. Okay, the great thing about these little guys right here is the ends are already really sharp, so you don't really need to do much to get them to go into the fabric. All you're going to do is make sure that you have it lined up evenly and press it right through the fabric. And if you look on the other end, I don't know if you can really see that, but they just punch right through. And then you're going to go ahead and get your pliers. And all you have to do is kind of curl those edges under and press it down. So do that on both sides, and then just make sure that you get the edges to push down all the way into the fabric so that if you're ever sticking your hand in your pocket or anything rubs up against it, it's not, you know, puncturing your butt cheek, because that's not going to feel good. So you're going to do that and just grab, same thing, grab another one. Alright, so all done. We just put a little spikes. We reuse some of our skulls. One thing to mention, just make sure that when you sit down, you pull your pants up a little bit because these stick out a little bit. These are going to be fine, but it might hurt to sit down. So just pull them up a little bit and you should be good to go. But just a quick and easy way to update something in your wardrobe, add a little rocker edge to it, just make it a little bit newer. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you guys have any comments or questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you guys, and we'll see you next time. I hope these tips have been helpful and useful. Bye guys.